Guys, before this video starts, I know so many of you have seen the Kevin De Bruyne analysis on my website and you've been asking to see a bit of a preview for it, so I brought the preview. It only goes for 45 seconds because I don't want to bore you with it. We've had a fair few people buy it already, and there was even one player who doesn't even play attacking midfield, and he said there were concepts in there that he can take into his game. Alon, you've actually watched the video, haven't you, the analysis?
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's good, it's so funny because in FIFA, all the time we play, and we like playing, then we say, "That run," I think something because it's concept in the video, I can say, but always in my mind, and the session the same, I think about it all the time.
Yeah, and when I made it, and I've watched it over as well, the concepts in there, I take it into my training sessions as well, and it's just stuck in your mind because you've watched it, you understand these little things. I think that one that we're talking about is pretty funny, isn't it?
Oh, it's so funny.
It's good, but it's really good. It's the most useful thing in football.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, enjoy the little snippet of it and then enjoy the rest of the video. Yo, Team Tweety, what is going on? I hope you guys are all super well and welcome to the first ever match analysis that I'm doing. Watch his touches, touch, touch, touch. The reason he's having small touches is because he knows someone, probably one of these two players are going to have to come and press him. And he doesn't want to take big touches, otherwise it's going to be difficult to pass the ball. So when that centre-back comes in, he's going to pass it out there. He already knows that, but he's waiting. He's holding on to that ball. And then, look at the centre-back. Took him out of the game. De Bruyne occupies the space that the centre-back left behind. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Other side of the field with nobody.
Oh yeah, bam it again, Alzai, knock it up another notch.
Yo, what's going on, Team Tweety? I hope you're all super well. I've literally just woken up. I'm blinded by this light and my toe still feels broken. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, it really hurts. I cannot see a thing, but I'm gonna wake up now, have some breakfast. Today, I'm trialing with the B team again. Big day, big moves. Let's go have breakfast.
Okay, two things. Number one, Alon took all the milk again, so my breakfast literally has no milk. Number two, I'm genuinely concerned about my toe. I honestly think I've broken it, but I have no idea because I've never had a broken toe, so I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. Regardless, that's not stopping me, baby. I got the trial today. Literally nothing will stop me unless I have to stop, but even then, I'm ready for today. It's definitely getting to that time where I'm going to have to start wearing some different clothes to training. That is no longer blue sky and sunny, that's just freezing. I need to get back inside. It is 6 degrees right now and it gets to 2 degrees at night. I miss Australia, my friends there, my viewers there, you know what it's like over there. It's 30 degrees all day, sunny. This is part of the grind. But look, I don't mind the cold. This is a bit too cold. So I'm going to be wearing skins, probably a neck warmer, and maybe some gloves to training. I'm not sure yet. I'm not a big fan of gloves. But the other two are essential, I think. It's just too cold. I'm heating up my lunch now, but I was reading through your comments, and someone actually sent me an article from the Dorchester paper, and this is what the coach had to say. He said, obviously it may be that I have to try and bring a player in to try and help the situation. It'll be having a chat with a few people. You never know, there might be one new face in. I think the last couple of games, the midfield and the forwards have not really produced the goods, so I will be looking into those positions. That is very, very interesting for me. Midfield and forwards, that's exactly where I play, and I know that he has some sort of interest in me. Whether he's talking about me or not, I guess we don't know. Maybe they're just looking for one big player that's going to help them. So thank you for that comment. I always read your guys' comments. That one was really interesting. I'll 100% try and get to Dorchester. It's going to be difficult with the amount of stuff I have on, but I think I'll be able to do it. I got my lunch, we got pasta with a few veggies and some tuna. I'm pretty nervous. Not in the sense of the training session and the players that I'm going to be with and the stand of the team. What I'm really nervous about is I don't know whether I'm supposed to be going to this session. None of the coaches spoke to me afterwards, and that was my fault. I never actually spoke to them and said, hey, look, should I be coming back on Friday? I kind of just listened into another conversation. I'm really hoping they don't just kick me away, or I don't know. I doubt they will. I doubt there'll be any problems with it, but I'm going to make sure that after the session, straight after, I speak to the guy that can speak English. He's the fitness coach there, I think. Ask him what the deal is, whether I should be coming back next week, just so that I have clarification. I always say this, you can never have too much communication. So important. Anyway, I'm gonna smash this down and then I'll catch you guys on the way to the session. On my way to the training session now, I'm really hoping that they do possession or a match. Something where I can see where I'm at against these guys, not just some passing drills. It's the day before the game, so hopefully it's not just a super light session. Although I do hope they're... Oh, I nearly died. That lady just looked at me so weird. You nearly killed me. I wouldn't mind a light session because my toe, it still feels like it's broken. Anyway, again, no footage. Alon is training at the same time as me, so very difficult to get that footage. And then tomorrow, I still have no word on my feature, so I'm not playing. I don't know if I can play. I don't know when I'll be able to play next. I'm really hoping that next weekend I'll be able to. We'll just have to wait and see. So I'm heading off now. I'll catch you guys in the change room. Hopefully with the same sort of clip as last time, with all the kit laid out and everything. It's amazing. Very professional. It is so cold, it's freezing! I can't keep my hand outside of my jacket for too much longer, so I'm going to tell you about the session and what happened afterwards when we get inside. Alright, so it is 11:30 p.m. It's also 6 degrees. I don't know how well you can see that, but it is freezing. So I had the training session, and after the training session, when I got home, just my throat didn't feel good. I had a massive headache, and that's just gone throughout the night. Now I'm just not feeling that great at all. So I'm going to head off to bed pretty soon, but I want to tell you the story of what actually happened today because I think it's really interesting. Gives you guys insight about how it goes at a professional club. So I got there was no kit laid out for me. I don't know whether they were expecting me or not, but I walked up, some guy saw me without the kit and was like, okay, here you go. Put it on, got changed, and then we walked up to the field, everyone together. We did a passing drill very similar to the last session on Wednesday. Then we did like passing 1v1, 2v2s, and then 3v2s. And then like, there were two groups. So one was doing that, and then the other group was doing like 3v3 and then go to shoot on goals, something like that. And I was in this group to begin with, and then what happened was we swapped. But because me and the two American guys aren't part of the team, when they swapped, we stayed this side and continued to do the not so fun one because it wasn't really opposed. I guess it was okay, but just so repetitive. So we did that, and then we moved into another drill, which was again a pass and then a shot, no possession today. And then from there we moved into another like very similar thing to the last thing, the pass and the shot, but then it turned into a 3v2. And the two American guys sat out, but I didn't see them. So I was standing next to this guy who speaks a little bit of English. And he's like, okay, watch. And I was about to join him, but I didn't really understand it. It's so difficult to understand what they're doing when you don't understand the language. And even when they get confused as well. There was one point in the session where I did something wrong just because I didn't understand it. I think that's all part of the learning. So we did this drill, and I'm standing there, I'm waiting to have my go, and eventually it kind of becomes my turn, and I'm like third in line when I'm like, okay, I got this, I know what to do. And then the coach starts yelling at me. I'm like, what? And the guy next to me said, you have to go rest out. I was like, oh, okay. So I went and sat out for the rest of the session because it was something, that tactics they were working on, something along those lines. And then that was the session. So then at the end, shook the coach's hand. He said, muy bien, which means very good. Tapped me on the head a couple times. I was like, okay, cool. Head down to the change room, and then I speak to one guy who's one of the coaches who speaks a little bit of English. He passed on a message to the two American guys saying that there was training on Friday. So I was like, okay, I'll speak to this guy, see if he knows what's going on. So I said, okay, am I needed for next week? He said, I don't know. And then the guy that speaks English that's helping me throughout the session, his name's Mo, I believe. And he said, okay, let's speak to the coach. So then the coach was down the corridor, and we asked him, and he said, it's not my decision. I'm like, what do you mean it's not your decision? You're the coach. But he did say that he would like to have me there, but it's just not his decision. So then it turned out that it's like the boss guy. So how it goes the boss man, then it goes the coach, and then the assistant coaches and stuff. So then the boss man just happened to walk in, and the English-speaking guy said, oh, all right, here he is, let's speak to him. So the guy asked him, and he said, yes, that's fine, or something along those lines. I forget what exactly. So basically, I have another session. I don't know whether it's a week, but I'll be training with them on Monday, which is excellent. It's a professional environment. I would just love to do some possession or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's not my decision. So that was pretty much the session. I then spoke to my mentor, who said to me that the objective is to go week by week and not look at it as a trial to see whether I can get signed. Look at it as, okay, we've got this week, so this coming week, my goal should be to make it to the end of the week. And then once I do that, make it to the end of next week. So it's kind of like the trial is, can I make it to the end of the week? And I said to him, I said, why should my mentality be like that? He said, well, if you look at it as a trial from there to there, and you make a mistake, say here, then you're just going to dwell on that mistake, move back, and then kicked out. Whereas if you're focusing on 1 week, you're just like, okay, I want to make it through the end of the week. It's not the end of the world if I sign a contract or not. It just makes it easier on your mind, your body, everything like that. So that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, and I was supposed to go to the gym tonight, but when I got home, I just couldn't. I've just been literally doing nothing. My head is killing me. I really need rest. Alon was supposed to play tomorrow, but he got like dropped from the team for one reason or another. We'll talk about it in tomorrow's video, but tonight that is going to conclude today's video, Team Tweety. I'm signing out. Make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new around here, join the journey. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.